Hate speech seems to be a hot topic online these days, and correct me if I'm wrong, but people seem to jump to the conclusion that there's a lot of hate directed at them if they have a disagreement or a difference of opinion. Now I'm going to go back to my regular scheduled programming, talking about positive things in this world and how to build business, how to live a life on your terms, all the good stuff. But this week I talked a little bit about how to handle haters online, because I did a talk show with a few friends of mine, and we talked about how to handle haters online. And isn't it interesting that the people that feel guilty about those things are the first to speak up? But I'm going to throw this concept out there, okay? What if it wasn't hate speech if we had a disagreement? What if we took full responsibility of the traumas that we've been through in our lives and we healed from them so that we didn't feel attacked every time somebody had a disagreement with us or a difference of opinion? And what if we could truly see through that disagreement and come to an understanding, have a bigger conversation? You see, you can't have a healed conversation with people who haven't healed. And for me, that's very easily recognizable. And when people come at me on social media and they attack me for something that I've said, or it's very obvious to me that they don't even want a discussion, they just want to push their opinion, I honestly spend a lot of time blocking people, because a lot of the time they come across as rude and disrespectful, and they're not actually seeking solutions. They haven't healed their trauma, so they're just trying to be heard. And I understand that, and I have compassion for that as well. But again, you can't have a healed conversation with somebody who hasn't done the work to heal their own trauma. And I'm going to give you this example because you'll see some comments on some of my videos and some of my posts that people said, she just blocks people. She doesn't even answer the questions. And I'm going to tell you something. Recently, a few months back, I had somebody that took one of my videos and they spliced pieces of the video with another video of mine to suit their narrative. He was a Mexican that was basically saying that us, my family, moved to Mexico. We're taking advantage of the people here. We're colonizing our community, and we have so much white privilege that we can't see through that, which I think is kind of a disgusting and racist viewpoint. This gentleman also lives in California and helps other people immigrate to the States. So number one, does he really care about my community that I'm in, the school that my daughter goes to, if we give back, how we donate to charity, how we give our time to local businesses, and how we spend our money here to improve the economy? No. He's trying to prove a point. And yes, there's a lot of benefits to us living in Mexico. You know, the cost of living, tax situation. We pay less taxes here than we do in Canada, but we still contribute, and probably more so than people that don't have the same amount of money as us. But my husband and I are focused on helping people get better. We're focused on helping people around the world live life on their terms and living in a way that is free and beautiful for them and their families. We know our lifestyle isn't for everyone. We know that people are going to be triggered that we left our country to move to another. We understand all of those things. But these videos, they're not for those other people. They're for the people that are like us, seeking solutions, that are looking to live life on their terms, that are looking to create a beautiful place and upbringing for their children, who want to expose them to different cultures and embrace them, who want to learn and grow and be a part of really neat communities with very rich culture and beautiful human beings. And you know what? I'm grateful for the hate. I'm grateful that I now understand what immigrants face when they move to other countries. I'm grateful that I can see through all the BS and understand that, wow, it really is difficult to do something different, to live outside the box, and to want more for your family, because there's a lot of people, ever heard that term, crabs in a bucket? There's a lot of people that just want to claw you down. But when this gentleman spliced my videos to make it look like we were taking advantage of this community and taking advantage of the people here in Mexico, which wholeheartedly, if you talk to the people that know us, would never say anything like that, instead of coming to me in private and saying, hey, I think because of the culture that you've been raised in, you're missing a couple of key factors. And if you're open to learning about them, I'd love to have a conversation with you. I'd love to share my experience with you. I would love to, give you some perspective and help you see, a different side of things. I would have been completely open to that conversation. But instead, he spliced the videos to make me look like the villain in his narrative. And then he sent his mob of followers, which is over 200,000, after my account, which is now suspended on TikTok, because they all came after me like I was here illegally, like I wasn't paying taxes, that I wasn't contributing. And that was without even a conversation. It was how he decided to paint the picture. So yes, there's no point in having conversations like that with other people that are out there that are painting you in a bad light without even caring about what your perspective is or where you're coming from, and nor do they care to even learn. And quite frankly, even entertaining those conversations is a waste of your time and energy, because the person that you're speaking to is not seeking a solution. They're seeking to prove a point, and they're not willing to look at the other side. And those, quite frankly, are not people that I'm willing to have a conversation with. And the other piece of that is you don't have to put up with it. You don't have to put up with the abuse. There are many people, like our nanny, like the maintenance gentleman that works in our building, who I absolutely love, like our building manager, that I can have legit, real conversations with and ask their opinion and try and understand why people feel that way, which I absolutely have since that happened. But what it comes down to is that you are not going to please everyone, and there will be people that you piss off just by living your best life, because they don't feel like they're in control of theirs. They feel like they're a victim of their life as opposed to the victor. And we cannot stoop down to other people's levels and play the game of hate. Instead, we can block and ignore and then move on to those that are willing to have the healed conversations, the ones that are willing to talk about the tough stuff, even if we disagree, without casting shade and hate and painting you in a bad light. So now back to regular scheduled programming, because honestly, it was just a week of talking about it, and I'm moving on to more positive things, because that's not what we do. We don't dwell on the negative stuff. We find solutions and help people wherever we go.